So what is corporate security and why might your company or enterprise need that? This is Dave at AFX Search, licensed investigators. Corporate security is important for a company versus an individual because a corporation typically is a more high value target. There are many areas that could be vulnerable and appetizing to somebody who would want to do harm or commit fraud or theft. There's cash flow, there's inventory, there may be intellectual property, there's business secrets and operations that would be very valuable to competitors or other people in that business segment. The executives themselves may be targets for recruitment or in some cases even kidnap and ransom. The person who would want to threaten corporate security can have a lot of motivations. It could be disruption of that company for some type of revenge. There's a competitive advantage. Even employees sometimes want to do what's called employee vandalism to kind of get back at the company for some perceived harm that they've received from that company. Customer or consumer activism is becoming more common. We've seen the Bill Gates pie in the face type activities that happen, and they can happen on a lower scale, even more covert, where the person who's creating the damage isn't readily apparent. There's different layers to prevent against this. There's awareness of the potential threats. There's observation of activities that are happening. At some point you want to intercept activities that are coming at the company, and even defense against activities or threats that are occurring. They can be investigated and prevented or solved in many different ways. It depends upon what the threat comes from. Everything from a corporate thief leaving flash drives in the lunchroom that employees will put in their computers and put in a virus, to we had a case where there's been nails thrown in a parking lot to get people flat tires. Things that will slow down that company's operations or decrease morale, even up to we've seen cases where there's been armed trespassers on company property that have been a threat, and who knows what their intentions were. One of the biggest things that's been growing in the last 6 to 8 months is what's called spear phishing, where instead of somebody trying to do spam emails or some type of virus in emails, they're gathering intelligence about a particular person in a company, what their role is, what projects they're working on, who their coworkers are, and they're sending targeted emails to that person representing that they're somebody else. So let's say an executive of your company gets an email that says, hey, this is so-and-so from XYZ Corporation, which is one of your biggest clients, and you'll open that email if that person says enough things that sounds like they know the inside information of the company. That email may have a virus in it. We've done corporate executive jet surveillance to make sure that there's no threats or no vulnerability on corporate aircraft or even vessels. One of the things that is a smaller scale but could have big implications to a company is pretexting calls to sales staff with incriminating questions. If your sales staff is getting calls from either reporters or competitors or somebody else that wants to get an employee or agent of your company to say something that might come across the wrong way, that's something to be aware of to prevent that happening. The results of these type of corporate security threats are pretty large. It could be damage to your company, loss of revenue, legal exposure, and even injury to employees or customers. So if you have questions about corporate security or investigating existing corporate losses, you can reach us at our website at afxsearch.com.